What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the shop. Mother's Day is right around the corner, which means we just start thinking about projects to make. And I'm thinking today's project is going to be a table centerpiece that holds tea light candles. Tea light candles are great because one, they're inexpensive, and two, they're universal size, so if they burn out, they're super easy to replace. I want to use this big piece of barnwood for our centerpiece. I only need about, I don't know, this much or so, and I should be able to mill that up and get my bottom and all my sides out of it. I milled up boards for my sides and my bottom, and if you notice, the bottom is a little bit thicker than the sides, and that's opposite of what's normal. Usually when you build a box or a tray or something, your bottom's a little bit thinner and then maybe it sits inside like a groove or something. But in this case, I need enough meat so that I can take my candle, drill holes, and that candle can sit down inside the bottom and I don't accidentally puncture all the way through when I'm drilling. Next step for me is to cut the sides to their final length and width, and I think I'm going to use rabbet joints for the joinery, and then once I assemble it, then I can measure out and determine the final size for the bottom that goes inside it. I used the ripping blade to cut a groove that will hold the bottom of our tray. Now I can tape the whole thing together and get an idea for how big of a bottom I'm gonna need. Easiest way for me to do this is I put my combination square into my groove, lock it in place, then place marks on each side, and then I simply measure where those marks are at. I'm gonna cut the bottom so it fits inside of our tray. Then I can measure it out and figure out exactly where I want the candles to be. I drilled all my holes using a 1.5 inch wide Forstner bit, and my candles fit absolutely perfect. So now it's time to glue all of this up, and I'm going to drop the bottom right into the groove. You could also throw some screws into this thing. You could put some nails into it if you want to. Or you could do like I did and do just some joinery with glue, and that will hold just fine as well. I sanded the candle holder to 180 grit, and I also rounded over all the edges to make them nice and soft. So it's time to apply finish. I'm gonna go Osmo oil with this one. I think the Osmo oil is gonna make this wood really pop. Right now it looks kind of like a dusty, fadey color, but I bet when I put this on, it is gonna come to life. As usual with Osmo oil, I'm applying it with a white Scotch Brite pad. I like to really buff it into the grain of the wood. And then I'll use the clean side of the rag or the pad to buff off any of the extra. And then if there's any extra left after that, I will wipe it with a cloth because I don't want to have any of this standing on the surface of the board. I know that this project might seem a little bit simple for some of the more seasoned woodworkers out there, but don't be fooled into thinking that just because it's simplistic, it's not beautiful. I love using really good wood on simple projects and let the wood speak for itself. Plus, what mom wouldn't want something awesome like this? If you got some really good ideas for Mother's Day projects, then please leave a comment below, because I'm sure that a lot of us are thinking of ideas right now. Now is the time to get in our shops and make something. So let's share those ideas with each other. Oh, I love the grain of this wood. It looks beautiful. What an amazing transformation. And it's hard to believe that this wood was literally covered in horse manure before we started, because nothing says I love you like horse poop. I think this was a fairly accessible project, so I absolutely recommend you giving this project a shot in your shop. So if you like this sort of content, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the bell notification so you'll be alerted the next time I publish a video. Until we meet again, get in your shop and build something awesome.